Today, we're going to be talking about how to brain hack your comeback. And have you ever wondered why every time you go through a breakup, you always seem to level up when you come out on the other side? And somehow you just get hotter every time. Today, we're going to get into the neuroscience of why that is. Hello, and welcome back to Mental Currency with Nicole. You may have noticed that I have a new mic. You may have noticed that I've announced my new book, Mental Currency, coming out in September 2026. So I thought I would get fancy with the branding. Mental currency is the concept that we have a finite amount of cognitive resources which we can spend on a daily basis. It's the reason why you come home after a long day at work and you start to forfeit on your own goals. Because we have a finite amount of resources, we need to be very meticulous about where we're spending this mental currency. This very, very valuable resource, especially in this attention economy where everything around us is constantly trying to compete for our attention. So every time we spend mental currency worrying about things that don't matter, doom scrolling, or giving it away to things that don't deserve to be paid in these dividends, you are giving away this valuable resource, and then that means that you have less for yourself. From here on out, I'm going to teach you how to spend your mental currency wisely, which is exactly what I've already been doing. I'm just now branding it. So point number one is that essentially once we've hit rock bottom, something beautiful begins to happen. And that is that we realize that there's solid ground. Now we have a measurement for where that rock bottom is. And the thing is, sometimes it's scary when we're falling rock bottom because we don't know when we're going to land. But once we landed, we realize that it's actually a place that we can stand and we can rebuild. So that's point number one. Point number two is that we then have to reinvent ourselves. So we're actually forced to reinvent our identity and really just analyze all of the things that we don't like about a particular situation and what we want different. A part of the brain called the anterior cingulate cortex is responsible for error detection. So every time something doesn't go our way, our brain is actually really good at being able to course correct and change so that it doesn't come out with the same outcome again. We just don't give ourselves enough credit. And I think that that is essentially the problem. We have something called experience-dependent plasticity, meaning that our brain learns from experiences. It's the reason why plasticity happens. So situations shape us. And the thing is, once we've experienced something, we have a better understanding of how to navigate it. We also have a better understanding of what we want and what we don't want. So if something went wrong or something went right, you'll know exactly what that feels like. And it also means that sometimes when the red flags show up sooner, once you've experienced the red flags, you now know what they look like. You didn't know what you don't know, and therefore you can't recognize a red flag if you don't know what that looks like. But once you've experienced it, you now have an understanding of what it is, and this experience is ingrained in the database that is the software upgrade of your brain. And therefore, it's updating the model of understanding of what is happening, what we want, what we don't want, what we like, what we don't like, who we want in our lives. We start to become more picky. We start to have better boundaries. This comeback is even stronger. You start to really cultivate a relationship with yourself. And sexy is an energy. So if you've ever wondered why you get 10 times hotter after a breakup or after you hit rock bottom, it's because you are quite literally glowing up. Your brain is updating its model of understanding of what is happening around you. And therefore, your entire system starts to shift. And therefore, when cortisol is low and you know yourself better, you actually start to glow. And it's grounded in pure neuroscience. Guys, please hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. You'll be helping the channel grow. And as always, I'm ever so grateful that you're here.